Hey yo, peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, man, in real life, not in fake life. And welcome back to another week of Just the Thought, man, the best show on the damn planet, you know what I'm saying? And I'm your host, gracious enough to be able to be your host, you know what I'm saying, and be with y'all another week, man. This week we are going to talk about the keys to success and happiness. That is the actual week of what we're doing this week, you know what I'm saying? Just going over the things that may be able to prepare you for success because there's no such thing as one definite thing as success. Success is progressively moving in a progressively fashion way. So there's no direct way of success, but success ultimately depends on one thing, and it's a mindset. It's being able to change your mindset and being able to get it to that level of where you want to be able to be successful, no matter what anybody may think about that. It is your level of success that we are talking about here today. And those keys are the only keys to success. And it's about the mindset and not getting the body mixed up with the mindset. So, you know what I'm saying? It plays a big factor into it. So, like I said, man, it's another week of Just a Thought. It is a blessing to be with you. I am your host, your boy, Jarmel Reece, man, and we are going to get into the intro like we do every week around this time, man. Here we go. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, and I want to share my experiences with you. If I had to put my life in one word, I would have to say ridiculous, man. From growing up in one of the worst neighborhoods in St. Louis, Missouri, launching a successful music career, recording with some of the top names in the industry, and launching my own clothing line, traveling the world, discovering the power behind yoga and meditation, and how it can heal the mind as well as the body. So tune in to my show, Just a Thought. Follow the story, like the page, subscribe. Let's write the rest of the story that you've always dreamed of. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece. See you soon.
Rise above expectations. Your purpose becomes more demanding. And as your journey continues, you'll eventually rise until you reach the apex. Be the vessel. Live free.
Hey yo, now welcome back, man. Welcome back to another week. Like I said, man, of Just a Thought. I'm your host, Jarmel Reece, man. Gracious enough to be able to be with y'all, man, as always. You know what I'm saying? So this week we are going to be talking about the keys to success and happiness. And so what I've learned over time about the keys to success and happiness is that it ultimately depends on a person's mindset about them being happy. Because what I may deem as happy for me may not be happy for someone else. Everybody has different levels of how they want to be rich, how they want to be prosperous, how they want to be successful. And as long as you're enjoying the ride and you're not making anybody else be accountable for your ride, you got to understand that this has to be your ride. If you're happy doing exactly what it is that you want to be able to do, and you're a successful person, no matter how much money you are making, because money gets confused with success. But it's a lot of people that have a lot of money that aren't happy, and they would not consider themselves a success. That would not be a success just because you have money. The success is being happy. It actually goes hand in hand because you can be able to reach a certain goal and be able to get there. A lot of the times, man, I know for me, when I was definitely going through like those phases of not being happy, um, I was definitely at the goals already and didn't even know that I was at the goals because I was so looking forward to something else that I didn't even understand that I was already at the destination. The destination was happening. It was manifesting right in front of me. But the fact of the matter is that I was so unhappy that I didn't understand that even in my unhappiness that I can manifest things too. See, manifestation works both ways because it plays with the subconscious. You can manifest out of fear, and you can manifest that out of straight being relaxed, taking your time, and understanding and expecting. See, when you expect things, you don't have to live in fear of it. But we go through this program of thinking that we have to be able to manifest in fear because the fear is what gets us to the next level. And ultimately, it does because the fear of you not wanting something to happen actually will help you, but it only will help you for a small amount of time, because then soon as you feel like you have to be in survival again, you'll do the same exact things to be able to get back into that same vibration. But you will still manifest, but it'll still be out of fear. And so we got to be able to learn the difference of that and be able to be happy, being successful and going to the next level doesn't mean that you have to be able to have fear to get to the next level and have happiness. You can do all this stuff in straight peace and in bliss and be that particular way all the time, right? So, with that being said, man, we're going to go to our video of the week. We got Joe Dispenza. He does a lot of um, video stuff, self-curing, self-healing things, and you should go and check him out, man. He's on the Gaia channel a lot. Um, Real cool guy. He had an accident years ago and destroyed his spine, his whole spine. And not only did he reconstruct his own spine, he reconstructed his own spine with his mind. He put it together. He was a former doctor. And so he knew that he couldn't be able to get the procedure that he needed to be able to get. But he set himself down in the wheelchair that he was in and actually started being able to heal himself. It was real crazy, real good story, you know what I'm saying? So Joe, he talks about the mind and manifesting a lot. So here's a video with Joe. He's our first video today. Matter of fact, he's our second video today too. So check him out.
So, in the process of change, when you come up against that unconscious belief and you make it conscious, most people get uncomfortable when they confront that thought. And they're stopping an automatic process. And the body, which has been conditioned to be the mind because it's doing something over and over again, that's a habit, is craving the experience because it wants the emotion associated with it, right? So the thought of being unworthy produces the feeling of being unworthy. That feeling, then, when the person feels unworthy, tends to cause the person to think more unworthy thoughts. And it only takes a thought and a feeling, an image of yourself and an emotion, a stimulus and response, and you can condition the body to memorize that behavior and that emotional state better than the conscious mind. So the moment we inhibit that thought, or the moment we become conscious of it and we no longer accept it, there's a biological craving that takes place in the body because the body has been conditioned to be the mind. So the body starts influencing the mind to think more corresponding thoughts equal to that feeling. So here comes the assault. You're not only unworthy, you're everything else that goes along with that feeling. And this is where people have to make up their mind if they truly want to change. Because if you decide to confront that thought and make a different choice, get ready, because you're going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel unfamiliar. And there's going to be some uncertainty because you're stepping out of familiar territory. You're stepping out of the known and you're stepping into the unknown. Now, this is really when you leave the bleachers and you get on the playing field, because the brain immediately looks around in its environment to see if anything's changing because you're changing, and you see that nothing in your world is changing because you actually haven't fully changed yet. So the moment we look for evidence in our life and we don't see it, sooner or later, most people accept that thought, which leads to the same choice, which creates the same behavior, which creates the same experience, that produces the same feeling. Then they say, oh, this feels right to me. No, that feels familiar, because you've just returned back to the known self.
Man, let me stop it right there. Returning back to the known self, right? So what happens is that most people start thinking that because being familiar and being comfortable is just that. It feels comfortable. It feels good. You feel like you arrived at the place that you're supposed to be at. But anytime that you feel like you have arrived at some place, that means that you are progressively moving in one position. You're comfortable. And so in this world, in the universe, you're only moving progressively moving forward, or you're progressing, or you're disintegrating. And it doesn't mean that, hey, yo, okay, now you got the job that you want in your dreams. If you got the job that you want in your dreams, you're always getting better. And here's why I say that. With your dream, you get better and better and better. And you progressively moving in a fashion where you're learning every day because your job has something to be able to offer to you every day and you love it. Here's where people miss the boat at. When you're going to a place that now you you don't even love it. You don't even love it to the fact that you're not even trying to learn anything here. You're just going there and you're in an auto program. That is being comfortable. That is being stagnant. Most people, when I talk about this stuff, they always get offended when I talk about being at your job for 30 years or being here at this particular place. And it's not because I'm saying that you shouldn't be at your job and that you shouldn't have good habits. Matter of fact, you should have the same habits. Working on a jump shot is just the same way. Being able to be great at the job. But if you're not learning anything else at that place, it is time to cut it off. You are no longer in love with it. You are comfortable. And that's the difference. Because if you're comfortable, you don't love it. And I'm sorry to be able to tell you that you do not love it. When you cannot find anything that makes you wake up to learn about this job or learn about anything, you are in a place that you don't want to be anymore. And it goes on in relationships. It's the same thing. When you are in a relationship with somebody and you don't want to learn anything else about them anymore, you feel like you have capped out, you know them, this is what they are, this is what they'll always be to you, the relationship is over. Because that means either that person hasn't grown, won't grow, or you have a mindset that needs everything to be able to stay the same. And anybody who has a mindset of thinking that things are supposed to be able to stay the same has the wrong type of mindset to be able to live here on earth because nothing stays the same. Absolutely nothing stays the same here. Whether that be through someone leaving you or through physical death, you you things are going to change. So you might as well start being able to prepare yourself to be able to be a better version of yourself. And so that's the difference between being successful and being happy. Successful and happiness are coexisting. You know what I'm saying? Because once a person is at that place of success, what they deem as success, they always try to be able to thrive to be better. I love what it is that I do. So it's never a point in time where I'm not trying to thrive to be able to be better. I come to my environment and every day I'm trying to learn something about this stuff. Every day. And nobody has to tell me to do it. See, that's the difference between loving what you do, having healthy habits, and having bad habits. Bad habits get into a place where they get content, they don't want to learn anymore, and they're happy and they're comfortable with everything that they're doing already right now. And when I tell you that you are comfortable with whatever it is that you're doing at that particular time, you don't love it. I'm telling you, you want to always grow. It's a basketball. As a basketball players train every day. They don't train on the same things every day. One day you might work on footwork. One day you might work on your wrist. It may be something that you find in the game that only people that play the game know about. So if somebody bumps you on your right shoulder, so now you're working on stuff to get bumped off of your right shoulder because that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're picking up little pieces of the games, the little details of everything because you love it so much. I come in, I do videos, and I come in here and I do my show. I love it so much. I'm here and I'm getting it together and I'm preparing, and I'm wrapping my mind around it. Every time I'm trying to be able to get better and getting into the details, man. And that's what brings that happiness and brings that success. So, you know, Getting uncomfortable, man. Getting uncomfortable. Being comfortable. Being uncomfortable about doing the things that people won't do. It's like back in the day, basketball player Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman did all the dirty work. He did all the things that people didn't want to do. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame for just rebounding. Dennis Rodman wouldn't score a point some games, but he'd have 19 rebounds. Ridiculous. Nobody wants to do that. Let me go get back into Joe.
I think that when people truly want to make up their mind to change and they become so conscious of those unconscious thoughts, they would never go unconscious to them again. That's the moment the body is being reconditioned to a new mind. If you inhibit that choice, that leads to that habit or that behavior. A habit is when you've done something so many times, the body knows how to do it better than the brain. Now you're stopping the body from being on its automation, on autopilot. And if the body's craving the feeling of unworthiness and you're stopping the body from feeling that way, and you're aware in your life how you speak, you're aware in your life how you're feeling, and you're checking in, you're saying, do I really want to feel this way? This is that river of change where you're going from the old self to the new self. So it makes sense then. If those principles in biology work in that way, they could actually work in our favor. So if you said, okay, I'm going to sit down for a few minutes, I'm going to become so conscious of my unconscious self, my unconscious personality, that victory today would not be going unconscious to those thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. Okay, let me get so familiar with them that I don't go unconscious. Okay, I got that down. Now, what thoughts do I want to fire and wire in my brain? And if a belief is a thought that you keep thinking over and over again, with intention and with attention, you'll switch on that prefrontal cortex and assign meaning to the act and start installing new circuits in your brain. If you keep doing it over and over again, it becomes more hardwired, it becomes more automatic. And now you're installing a new belief that you are worthy of love, you are worthy of abundance, you are worthy to heal, whatever that is. That's the thought you do want to believe in.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a gradual step all the time just to be able to get to that place of what you call happiness, success, all these things. It's a hardwire. It's changing the process of what you think like. You know what I mean? Like some most of the time, first of all, being able to acknowledge that, you know what, I'm willing to learn, right? And not be a know-it-all. I think the worst thing when you talk to somebody and I know it, I know this, 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 I know this. When you're not so open to be able to be able to receive and just stop and maybe think for a second that some of the things that we may have been taught doesn't mean it is wrong, just needs a questioning. You should think about it. You should probably be able to just take whatever it is and be able to say, you know what? Let me ask myself, where did I get this from? First of all. Then ask yourself, who did I get this from? Then ask yourself, start evaluating the person that you're getting it from, your relationship with the person that you're getting it from. Is it a person that is of even balance mindset? Someone that you would respect mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all those different type of things. And I'm talking about all the way around the board. Or does this person have trauma triggers as well? And if you could look back at their trauma triggers, whether that be, I always go back to this, and there's nothing against it, but whether that be from parenting, because that's where our first program starts at. Nobody really knows or recognize the fact that everything starts in our nervous system, and it starts the time that you are an infant, and it it follows you throughout your whole life until you're able to handle it and be able to breathe into it. And that's the serious it's a serious thing. And I always laugh and I always say breathe into it, breathe into it, breathe into it. But the reality of it is until you learn how to be able to breathe into it, that's when you learn how to breathe into it, that's when you tap into that nervous system and you start repairing yourself, and then repairing your nervous system and start being able to accept things for what they are. A lot of the time our happiness depends or goes off of if somebody else is doing something for us, because we're under a program that believes that people have to be doing something for us in order for us to be able to think that they're loving us, or just these things. The the more that I've gotten um to the place that I'm at, I learned that I don't want an individual to be able to love on me as much as they'll love on themselves. I think it's a real problem when you think that something is wrong with me, that I need love like that. That's a self reflection of you needing able to be loved like that. You know, I believe that you are the mirror that you see. So I don't go into any relationship believing that anybody needs love from me. Do people want? Yeah, I could believe that because we all want love. The idea of love is there, but the idea of thinking that you have to give it to people is the fact that I think that a lot of people miss, because why do you have to give something that you are already born in? And that's real, man, because we start off as people who are looking for something outside of ourselves, which stop us from thinking that we can never be happy. And so we believe that that happiness exists somewhere outside of us, and success exists outside of us, but success and happiness and all those things don't exist inside of us. It exists inside of us, not outside of us. We don't have to go anywhere to do anything. We are already promised that the moment we wake up in the morning, every morning that you wake up, you are blessed. You are being able to give that anointing. You are abundant. You are light. You are love. You are all those things. You are the energy. You are, because the energy doesn't work without you. Let me say that again. The reason why people don't think or don't feel that it's anything that's moving, progressively moving them forward, I don't care what the name of it is. The energy is all the same. You can call it God, you can call it Buddha, you can call it this, you can be an atheist. It doesn't even matter. You're still moving in some type of form of energy. Regardless, you don't believe in energy? Fine. You don't have to believe in the name of the religion of all that different type of stuff. That's cool too. But the energy stays the same, no matter what. You can be whoever you want to be, whatever it is that you want to do. You feel it's something else guiding you. It doesn't have to be named and it doesn't have to be titled. I get that part of it. But it does have to be acknowledged. And that's the part that I want to be able to get across to people, that it has to be acknowledged. No matter if I go left, I go right. You want to be a Muslim, I want to be a Christian. You want to be this, you want to be that. You want to be whatever label that you choose to be able to put on today. It's just like an outfit that you put on. You're choosing to be able to put that on. But one thing about it is you've never had to be able to have a choice to be a spirit. You are a spirit. A body is an option as well, because you leave the body. You never, ever, ever stop becoming the spirit. You are always the spirit, whether you have clothes on or you don't. Whether you leave the body or you don't, you feel something inside of you that has nothing deeper. I mean, that has everything to do with a deeper connection to something else, and not inside of the actual eternal, the actual body. You know what I'm saying? So just a thought, you know what I mean? Just a thought. And so we're gonna close this week out with another week of Just a Thought, man. It is always an honor and a blessing to be able to be here with y'all, man. So um with that being said, I'm gonna play, matter of fact, I'm gonna play a new video of the nine gods. I got a new shoe out, the nine gods, the I am nine gods. So I'm gonna premiere a commercial real quick. Let me let you guys check it out.
So why don't you tell us the story about how you found these shoes?
As I walk across the Sedona Mountains in Arizona, with my mind dejected from past brands who tell us to just do it for whatever reason, I keep hearing this voice telling me, don't follow them, create your own you. There's no place like own. And out of nowhere, this beautiful goddess shows up. I represent the nine gods of love, wisdom, energy, perseverance, innovation, light, knowledge, abundance, and wealth. Why are you here? I'm here to give you the knowledge of the nine gods, so obtain it in your heart. Don't be like the gods that came before you. Offer discounts. cruelty-free vegan leather shoes. So how am I supposed to obtain all this knowledge? Don't worry, Jarmel. The knowledge will be with you.
Damn.
Instantly, I felt a bolt of electricity going through my body. And the Ion 9 gods were born. I felt the energy. Remember, create your own you. There's no place like own. Share the knowledge. Share it. So that's just what I did.
It's not about what I have on my feet. It's about what I have inside my head.
We heard you, kid. So we work with a company to put that power in every fabric of the shoe. When you put these shoes on, you'll feel the energy flow through your feet. They'll carry you through new heights that you never dreamed about. They'll help you get through barriers that you never knew were holding you back. They will open up doors you never knew existed. Don't believe me? I guarantee it. You wear these shoes for the next 6 months, they'll drastically change your life for the better. If not, I'll buy them back from you. Yeah, I'll buy them back from you. So what's the delay? Go and get these damn shoes today. 9 gods, your own you.
It's not about what I have on my feet. It's about what I have inside my head.
And with that being said, man, that wraps up another week of Just a Thought, man. I am your host, your boy Jarmel Reece. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, man. And let me leave you with this, Just a Thought, man. Listen, your level of success is your level of success. Don't let anybody try to judge you or take you off the path of what it is that you feel that your level of success and being happy is. Is it going to be ups and downs while you're going through that? Absolutely. But it's all about it's all about what you're looking at. Because see, when you're going out there and you're going for your goals and you're getting uncomfortable and you're doing all these different type of things, you expect things to happen. They're called circumstances. Some people run from them and some people look for them. The people who are looking for a better life, they look at circumstances and they want them and they take them on because they understand that going towards their goals, they're going to have circumstances. They love them. You have to learn how to be able to embrace it. The people who are living in fear, they say circumstances are doing anything to change in their life. They blame it on other people, other things that are outside. They have control over their lives. The key to being success is knowing that you are going to get circumstances and be happy. Be thankful because this is the life that you asked for. You have one tongue and you have a mouth, and everything that you speak out of it can happen for you because it can manifest for you. Because the energy that loves you and that wakes you up every day, and the energy that you call whatever, or the energy that you are moving in within, it wants you to be able to have a great and happy and prosperous life. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to receive that. Success is what you make it. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, man, and that concludes another week of Just a Thought, man. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. Peace. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece, and I want to share my experiences with you. If I had to put my life in one word, I would have to say ridiculous, man. From growing up in one of the worst neighborhoods in St. Louis, Missouri, launching a successful music career, recording with some of the top names in the industry, and launching my own clothing line, traveling the world, discovering the power behind yoga and meditation and how it can heal the mind as well as the body. So tune in to my show, Just a Thought. Follow the story, like the page, subscribe. Let's write the rest of the story that you've always dreamed of. Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reece. See you soon.